Evenly needs to be banned. I mean, I'm kind of like I don't really like evenly match as a card, chat. Because I feel like if you don't have an Omni Negate, evenly match just like takes your lunch. Evenly match just like shoves you into a locker. So like here's the problem, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! I'll put it into perspective like this. You guys know, if you've ever played like GOAT format, chat, or if you guys ever played like GX or whatever, you guys have heard the term overextending, right? Am I the only one, by the way? This is like a side note, chat, who believes like overextending doesn't really exist anymore in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like the only, I guess, like Nib is somewhat kind of an argument of like, oh, you didn't need to special summon that many times or whatever. I feel like overextending doesn't exist in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. But like, I'll put it in a context like this. Back in like GX chat and like DM, if you ever played GOAT format, you didn't need to set 3 or 4 spells to survive. If you play GOAT format, chat, and you open it with Sakuretsu Armor, Torrential, and Mirror Force, you don't have to set all 3. You just don't. You can just set 1 or even 2. Like, if you set Torrential, like, outside of Sangan and Witch, pretty hard to punish. You can pretty much torrential anything, chat. Unless it's Sangan or Witch, then you go neg. Or I guess like people don't just normal summon Sinister Serpent. You know what I mean? But like that's the point. The point is the game was so much slower and you had so much less pushing power. You didn't need to set all your cards. Now you do. If you play a deck like Eldritch, you have to set everything because like the pushing power of these decks is so high. Look at it. Like, I'm not even going to use Tier as an example because that deck's just dumb. That's a Tier 0 deck. But look at decks like Sprite. You normal summon Beaver. You can, if you don't interrupt it and take it off the field, they just start throwing these level 2s from their hand. Blue and Jet both plus, so like those can get them other level 2s. Like, decks have so much pushing power, chat. You need all your bullets to be in the chamber. Like, you need them all to be live. And that's why I'm like, the trap player or the person who's putting all their defensive cards on the field, like, they don't have a choice. If they leave that extra card in their hand, they might just lose the game. Because if, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's such a fast and consolidated game, chat, that, like, if your opponent breaks through your board, like, they're probably winning. So that's like the point I wanted to make. And Yu-Gi-Oh! Wasn't like that in, like, the first 2 eras. Really even 3. I mean, 5Ds did have a lot of OTKing, but, Yu-Gi-Oh! Did not have that in like the first 2 eras, chat. Like you didn't have to. So if you set forward and got Heavy Storm, like yeah, that was kind of your own fault. You didn't need to set all the cards. But now like you kind of need to set all the cards, you know. So that's why Big Pimp, and that's why I'm saying like that's why I look at a card like Evenly Match and I'm like Evenly Match kind of goes against what like what Yu-Gi-Oh! Kind of is right now. Like or it goes against that spirit of like power creep of like. If I'm playing Trap Dot, like if I play Trap Tricks, bro, I have to set all my cards. Like what? I have to. Because like each card needs to stop one of your pushes. And if you push through my board, like you're probably just gonna mount me and win. You know what I mean? So like I feel like if you don't have a Omni Negate, Evenly Match just like just destroys you. And I'm not sure. Now I understand you're saying like you have to give up the battle phase, but like dude, it's a lot of decks like Sprite and Tier that don't care about that. Like, Sprite does not care about the battle phase at all. They literally don't even need it because there's the Runic build. You know, I would gladly take 4 cards for a battle phase. Overextending doesn't exist in the environment where you can regain some hitters or mass negation. Overextending isn't punished as heavily in Modern. I just don't believe that. I don't believe that there's overextending in Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore, because I feel like there is no saving bullets for the next turn, chat. I use this line. I use this line in my personal life, which I'm not gonna go into, but there is no tomorrow, chat. That's the line I want to use. There is no tomorrow. What that means is there is no savings. There is no saving for like tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Use everything that you have now, because like tomorrow doesn't exist in Yu-Gi-Oh. You sound like my mom. I mean, well, in the context of current Yu-Gi-Oh, it's perfectly applicable. If you're playing a deck like Sprite and Tier breaks through your first board, like you almost always lose. There is no tomorrow. Use every single thing now. Like, you are not guaranteed that next turn, bro. So, like, forget about that. I'm gonna leave imperm. No, you better set that damn imperm. Like, you use all your defenses. There is no tomorrow. There's no need to save eggs if you are making an omelet. Exactly, Zesty. We know RD doesn't give a damn about this shit. I mean, I that's fine. It's just, you know, I like the chat. I find it fun. I don't think I've ever said this before. Like, what's more fun, chat? What do you guys find more fun? Theorioing or playing Yu-Gi-Oh? I think I actually lean. I would probably have said, oh my goodness, I probably would have said playing Yu-Gi-Oh for like forever. But now I think theorioing. I think it's because I like thinking about Yu-Gi-Oh, comparing it to old eras. You know, I would say deck building and like theorioing. You know what I mean? Like, I like that a lot. I like that now. Jetstorm, Ruin, theorioing, actual relevant Yu-Gi-Oh quote, there is no next turn. I mean, yeah, that's Kite said that in Yu-Gi-Oh RV. There is no next turn. I love that line, by the way. It's I actually have not used that in a video, and I feel like I should. Yeah, I actually have not. Like, it's one of my favorite parts in the entire RV series, chat. And I've actually never used it in a video. But see, oh my God, we got it right here, bro. If he doesn't have Toad, he loses the game. See, if he doesn't have Toad, oh my God. Press 1 if just be good. Big Pimp W. Why? Just be better, bro. Just be better. Have double evenly. This is a prime example of, like, if let's just say he was playing a deck that didn't have Toad as the core part of his play, like, he would just lose the game instantly to the first evenly. And by the way, every play he did was right. There was no overextending. Every single card he put on the field needed to be put on the field. There is no next turn. There is no saving cards for tomorrow, chat. We don't save timeouts in football. No. You use everything. You use every single bullet you have. There is no more saving. Saving was for GX and DM. There is no saving. That is the image of Pen. He can still win. 9. His opponent gets a monster back from the graveyard, but, like, he can search. I mean, blue search and like, if he combos, like, it's gonna be hard. He can still win, but it's just the point. Like, evenly goes crazy, chat. It really does. And again, if he didn't have the Omni negate, he wouldn't have even needed the second evenly. He just would have, like, got blown out immediately.